Welcome. Thank you for
Thank
joining me
you.
today, Linda. Yeah, you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, I'm Linda Pearson, and I'm the founder and the president of the Scooby-Doo of San Antonio, which is a nonprofit. And our goal is to make sure that every kid in San Antonio owns a book. And our
Nice.
mission is to bring the community together to do that, because there's only one me and one Scooby Van. And so we want to get businesses and schools and everybody involved in that whole project. So that's kind of the plan.
That's beautiful. I really think you have the best use of the mystery machine. I'm always following your story and following your page. It's so much fun.
Well, I've been driving a mystery machine now for like 11 years. It's spray painted.
Oh
Well,
man.
first it was a
You
mystery
started out with
car.
a car, right?
Yeah, I started out of the car, and so my kids grew up with it, and I didn't really know what to do with it. It just kind of was just a thing. And then during COVID, last October, it's almost a year now, is when I turned it into a mobile little free library without a plan, but it just sounded good. And then it just kind of blew up in my face because the press got a hold of the story. And so then I just very quickly made it a nonprofit, and it just all kind of fell into place.
Nice.
So,
And now you just do it.
well, so we've collected over 13,000 books in 10
Wow.
months and have distributed close to 7,000 books in 10
Wow, that's
months.
amazing.
Yeah. So it's been an interesting year, so to say the least.
Who's on your
So
team? I saw you just hired someone new.
So thank you for asking. Brenda Ons is our vice president of business development. And a lot of people know her as the coupon guru in San Antonio. Has these groups with, I don't know, 200,000 followers or something. And she's just like the guru on savings and couponing.
Oh.
And because of the connection with her, Pogo Pass, which is like a city pass, in some of the cities you buy the pass and you get to go to all the tourist places.
Okay.
Well, down
Yeah,
here
I
we
was
have this
wondering what that was.
Pogo Pass. Yeah, it's called a Pogo Pass, and it's in Dallas, and we're South Central Texas. So if you buy the South Central Texas Pass, first of all, if you buy it through our code, then the Scooby Van gets a little bit of a kickback to help pay for gas and Scooby snacks and that kind of thing. But then it ends up costing $40, and then you get into like 27 venues, which are over $1,000 with the venues. Like, we're talking the zoo, the Whitty Museum, Splash Town, those types of places, pizza buffets, all sporting events at colleges, all kinds of stuff.
And that's all included with the pass.
It's all included. So if down here we have a Splash Town. So if you go to Splash Town once, you pay $40 just to walk in the door. So if you're going to go to Splash Town at least once, then go ahead and get the Pogo Pass.
And get a free buffet with it.
And you get in, you pay $40, so it pays for itself when you get into Splash Town. Then you get to go to the zoo and the museum and the aquarium and Austin and the UT games.
Man.
Football, basketball, spikes basketball, soccer, baseball, stuff like that. Men's and women's, it's all free. The home games are all free.
That's a killer deal for sure.
Yes, it is. And it's just like, wow. And a lot of people haven't heard of it. So our mission is to let people, and it fits the Scooby Van, our brand, perfectly, because the Pogo Pass logo is the same exact
the
color
scheme is right on point.
And it's about helping the families, which is what we're doing anyway. And so it's perfect. So Pogo Pass, bless their heart, they've been fantastic. I said, well, I can only do this if you let me blend the two brands together, which normally they wouldn't do that. So they're like, okay, we're going to do this because this is like really cool. And so we've actually, and I think in the video, you'll see the poster that they made. They've made 5,000 bookmarkers because all of last year I was in school. I couldn't afford bookmarkers. So I'm giving him my business card because it's got the Scooby Van on it. Saying,
I use your business card as a bookmark. I do.
Yeah, right. And so we have official ones now.
Nice.
Because they're expensive. And so they got that. And then we go to the mall every weekend. This mall we go to, we partner with from 12 to 2 every Saturday. And not only collecting books, but we're actually have these games that the kids can play. And then they win a free prize. And then we're giving away free Pogo passes, which is over $1,000 value per pass.
Wow, that sounds like a great deal.
So now what we got is moms coming and dads coming to the mall specifically just to drop off giant boxes of books for us, which is fantastic. That was the whole plan.
What's the location?
I'm sorry, it's at the Rolling Oaks Mall. So it's in Northeast San Antonio. And they reached out to us right off the bat because it's a very family-friendly mall. And so they reached out to us. And so just this last weekend, I think we got like 355 books, just within an hour and a half. So that's huge because every one of those books is going to go into the hands of a kid who probably doesn't own a book at all. So it's not, I don't know. I didn't know.
That's beautiful. Your mission and everything you do. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody's getting around it. So it's the whole city's kind of just embracing it and thinks it's a great thing. So it's great. Wow. So it's just all coming together really nicely. So
should we watch this video?
Yeah. So the back logo, I actually have a lady that I work with. She lives in Ohio. She was just a freelance person I found, and so she worked with me a lot. I think it's her name is Dying Art Company, and so
Okay.
she went ahead and had those made. That window thing made, and so stuck it on there, and it's got little holes in it. So luckily, because I can see through it, because I don't want my view blocked. So it's some kind of a special thing. I designed it, and she designed it. I just said it just needs to be this and these colors, and so she put that together. So and
It's a
it's
really nice
held up pretty
design.
good. So
What happened to the
yeah,
front?
thank you.
The front's all messed up.
Okay, so we go around the car, right? And you
Yeah.
see the car. Now the car is spray painted. I spray painted
Mhm.
it a couple of years ago. And so we go around to the front, and everybody kind of knows down here or whatever that the Scooby van got a little fender bender. But the real story is, and it wasn't me. So the real story is that my daughter, who's, I don't know if you want to pause the video, but she's 16 and she's learning how to drive, and she got extra confident. And she was at this mall, and she wanted to go to the other mall. It was quitting time. It was raining. And I said, okay, you can do that, but you got to go on the access roads. You know, we've got this plan going on, right? Because she doesn't know what's not good and what's bad. Well, she didn't tell me. She said, well, the little matcha green tea, whatever ice cream place is over there, just 5 minutes away. But 5 minutes away was basically one of the worst intersections in San Antonio. And it
Oh,
was quitting time, and it was raining, and she missed the turn. So she got to turn around. So there's all this distraction, and the road slopes off. She thought she was in the right-hand lane. Long story short, she's pulling over to turn into the parking lot,
mhm.
and then realizes there's a truck zipping by her. So she pulls back in, but not quick enough. He was in an expedition or something. So I think the tires hit.
Mhm.
Um, and so the body works actually, it doesn't look that bad. That the piece that's missing, I actually have that. So when I
Okay.
repaint it, well, a long story, I'll tell you about it. We're gonna get it fixed. But anyway, long story short, when this wheel went this way, because you can see the wheel is silver now. So
Mhm.
when this wheel went this way, this wheel went this way. And so we're talking everything in the mechanics there, the struts, the tie rods, it all just went.
We had to replace that's why it was in the shop for months, huh?
That's why, yes. And so we took it to Ancira Chrysler. That's her mothership, because she's a Chrysler Town and Country. So and the April Ancira and the gang there, they took care of her, and they gave us a little bit of a discount.
Oh, that's good. They
Finally
know
got
your
the
story
insurance.
probably, huh?
Yeah, yeah. So that was very helpful. They were really good about that. So that's where she goes for all the serious surgeries and repairs. And then Firestone is where she goes for the spa treatments, because they gave us a gift certificate recently. So we're excited about that. But yeah, and so then the insurance, I won't name the insurance, but I love them now. At first I was a little frustrated, but they were gonna, they declared her to be a total loss, and they sent this thing saying, sign the paperwork and we're gonna have it towed off and write you a
Mhm.
check. And I'm like, yeah, no,
Right.
this is not going to the Scooby graveyard. No, 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 no. Because the body work's not that bad, but there's a formula, right?
Mhm.
So if it's gonna cost X dollars, and we do the formula, and it's just not worth it, which I understand that. I'm not debating that. But we had just put in like $8,000, $12,000 into the car. And the car's not
Oh,
even worth that
wow.
much just to maintain it. And it's
Mhm.
been really well maintained. It's got good mileage. So like, yeah, no, we're gonna fix it. So it all turned out okay. So it's gonna get fixed. It's still insured. So in December, I think second or third week of December, I'm gonna take it to Ancira for the body work, a different location. And when they fix it, what's going to happen is the whole front piece on the front and the whole right corner panel there, whatever you call that, are going to be silver or whatever color they're
So
going
you're
to
gonna
give
have
me.
to repaint it.
So it's going to look really bad. And my husband's like, why don't you just repaint those pieces? I said, well, no, because it's very organic. So the spray paint fades
Mhm.
over the course of about a year or two. So the
So you're
colors
gonna
wouldn't
have to
match.
repaint the whole thing?
I'm going to repaint the whole thing, which I was
Cool.
planning on doing anyway, because
Okay.
Sharpie came out with that acrylic black marker that I can draw that nice line on now. Finally, after 10 years, I can draw the parts like I wanted to, because
Nice.
artistically, it just never looked right to me. Sharpies didn't work, and I wasn't going to freehand paint that. But if you take it through a car wash, it scrapes that paint off.
Mhm.
I took a close up of that. The paint's scraping off. So I got to remember when I take it to a dealership to say, don't wash it for me. I mean, they do
Don't
you a
wash
favor. They wash the car, but I'm like, no, don't wash it for me.
Right. Take care of her,
It
but
has to
don't
be,
take that kind of care.
yeah, appreciate it, but I don't appreciate it. So it has
Right.
to be hand washed. So yeah. So and then so this time when I paint it in December, if you notice the tires, 3 of them are green and 1 of them silver now. But there are no flowers on the tires for the Scooby enthusiasts. Probably see that very clearly. Most people probably don't notice. I notice, and the Scooby
Mhm.
Van fans notice. But there's
Right.
supposed to be orange tires on there, and so
Are
I
you gonna
figured out
do
a way to
that next
paint
time?
orange. flowers on those tires because it's got that design. But I figured out a way to do it. It's kind of an
Okay.
optical thing because you got to make sure you paint inside the cracks right, so when you stand back, it looks legit. So there's a little bit of a thing there. But this time, yes, I'm going to take 2 weeks. Hopefully, weather holds out in December.
Mhm.
Last 2 weeks of December because school's out. Not a lot going on. If the weather holds out. We're in Texas, so it'll
Yeah, it
probably
shouldn't snow too
be
much
80.
there.
It'll be 80 down here. So it's like it's not. We had a lot of rain, right? I don't know about you, but we've had a ton of rain, which of course the mold just goes crazy. So it can't be rain, can't be too hot, can't be too cold, can't have all the oak stuff falling, and so it's actually quite a challenge to find enough days in there to paint it. Or maybe I'll put up a tent or something. I don't know. I gotta figure
It's a
out something.
process, huh?
This will be my fifth. This is the third vehicle, but the fifth paint job.
We just opened the door. Tell me about these floor mats.
Yeah, that's a funny story. So at one point, and maybe still, the car has a better social life than I do because it was getting invited to parties and was getting presents, and I'm like, okay,
Oh.
I don't get that. This is when I was
People
single
invite
back
the van, not you.
then. So I'm just a driver. So I'm in the McDonald's park drive-through, and this guy gets out of his car real fast, and he looks at me real serious, and I'm just like, okay, like, do I put the window down? I mean, what's the deal? Because people don't usually get out of their car in the drive-through and walk up to you and start pointing, and he was pointing, and I'm just like, and so he opens up his trunk and he takes out these 2 floor mats, and they're heavy duty. And he points at the floor mats and points at me like, "You want these?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure." So the guy just gives me these floor mats, and I'm like, "How cool is that?"
He just had them
And
on
so
him. That's crazy.
yeah, he just happened to have them in the trunk, right? How funny. But sometimes I'll go, one time I was having a really bad day and I was just kind of in a bad mood, which of course you can't be a road rage driver when you're driving a Scooby van, right?
Oh, no way. You have to be the friendliest
So,
driver.
yeah, so that's pretty bad. But I usually am not a road rage driver, but not, a lot of stuff going on. And then I got out to my car, it's raining, and I got back to my car and I got in my car and I looked and there was something on the windshield. So somebody had given me a little Scooby-Doo toy. And so if I go to Fiesta, Texas, of course, that's a Hanna-Barbera thing, right? Or whoever owns a Scooby-Doo thing. They put the Scooby-Doo dolls and whatnot on the windshield and leave it for me. So the car gets a lot of attention.
Random Scooby presents show up. I love it.
Scooby presents, Scooby notes. Yeah, it's kind of fun.
So where'd you get the collar from?
I was invited to, when the newspaper article first came out, the reporter had said I did birthday parties, I did a birthday party. There was somebody during COVID, there was somebody in the neighborhood right around the corner said, "Hey, can you just drive by my house?" Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of a neighbor. So I'm like, yeah, sure. So we did the drive-by birthdays, right, during COVID. Well, then all the moms started calling because they thought I did birthday parties. And I'm like, well, no, we're a literacy nonprofit. We don't do birthday parties. So I did a couple. I'm like, yeah, but you need to turn it into a literacy event or something. Mm-hmm. But, this is like a Saturday night, my night off, kind of a thing. And I'm like, and it ended up costing me money. So I ended up charging them. I was like, I'll do your birthday party, but it's going to cost $150. And you're going to pay for gas. And you have to make it. So I'm trying to make it not enjoyable for them, but some of them still do it. But that's slowed down. And then,
are you still doing birthday parties?
Well, but these birthday parties, I'm telling you, they go all out. This one particular party, she had all these wooden cutout characters, like life size, bigger than life size, and they looked like totally realistic. She had Scooby cookies, everything was Scooby, wow. Right?
A dream.
And it's just like the little bitty kid. And I'm like, how do you know Scooby-Doo? Parents are fans, obviously.
Oh, of course.
But they said they just watched the last Scooby-Doo movie and now they're like hooked. And I'm like, okay, I get it. But so I think it was like one of those events. Somebody just gave me that. And then I did a Scooby-Doo. It was a Scooby-Doo baby shower because the mom was a Scooby fan, but they had all kinds of stuff. I was just like, wow, this is incredible. Yeah. So I got that from one of the parties, I think. And then I'll show you the little free library sign in the window there. That's how it all started. I just got that sign thinking I'll do something, and then it just blew up on my face. It was all good.
How'd you first discover little free libraries?
Well, years ago, I don't know, I just heard of them or something. And so for years, I've known about it because they've been around for like 30 years, I think. And so I'd always wanted one, but I looked at the website, littlefreelibrary.org, and they had these kits. But they're kind of expensive, which they should be because you buy the pole and you buy it already pre-made and they got to ship it and whatnot. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to spend that kind of money just to put one in my front yard. And so then every now and then I would look and I'd go, yeah, okay. I'm looking over the 10 years where I have this theoretical mobile little free library, but I just never saw the sign, I guess, or maybe they just came out with it. I don't know. And so at the time, I guess it was, I was doing a good deed. So I guess it was kind of the universe was smiling on me, but I had a good friend and her son just came out of prison actually
Mm.
and needed help, needed a place to stay, needed some help with his resume, some career coaching. And so we got to talking about, well, if you could do anything, what would you do? He said, well, I would like to start a book ministry
Oh.
and get the books to the prisoners because people think the books are going to the prisoners when they send them, but they're actually kind of going to the guards. That was his opinion. We don't get to see the books. So I'm
Okay,
like,
so
okay.
that's some inside information.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
like, man, you have a book. I mean, it's like gold. And so you trade it and you read it and you read something. Oh, he read hundreds and hundreds of books while he was there. And so anyway, I'm like, yeah, I wanted to do that too, the little free library. So I'm on the website searching while he's going on about the prison ministry thing, which was a great idea. And then I see this big giant mobile little free library thing. And I'm like, well, duh, I could be a mobile little free library. So I get the sign, I get it registered. And then I get to think, well, how am I supposed to do this? Well, I didn't have any clue how I was going to do this. I thought I was going to have to buy books or something. So the Little Free Library people recommended I go to firstbooks.org or whatever, because they have discounted free books sometimes. Long story short, I had to show that 80% of the books would go to underserved kids.
Mhm.
And so there's a lot of free lunch programs here. So I just thought, oh, I'll just do that. And then I just started asking around the community, like Nextdoor app, hey, does anybody have books? Because I need to get books out. And so then it just kind of blew up very quickly. So I was like, okay, I can't drive around and pick up books all day, every day. So I started the Book Bucket program. So there are businesses who adopt a book bucket, and then people just go there to donate the books. So when they call me, I send them to the business. And it works out pretty well. Or they can look at our map on our website and they can just go to that business. So it helps the business because now they've got people coming there who normally wouldn't come there.
Right.
The business can help the community by collecting books, and then the people are happy to donate the books. So it all works out really well. So
That's great. That's a good running theme through your company. It's symbiosis of everything.
Yeah. And then Home Depot sponsors our Book Bucket program.
Oh, wow.
At first I was spending hours cleaning these pickle buckets off, which were donated to us. And I finally sent a letter to Home Depot and they were like, yeah, we would love to support that. Take all the buckets you want. And I'm like, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So Home Depot officially supports you.
Yes.
That's really cool. You have everybody there on board.
I mean, it's working, right? And so we also support the little free libraries because a lot of the elementary schools or schools have these little free libraries, but they're not registered and they sit empty. So our goal is to get them registered so people can find them on the world map and on our Scooby map, and then to keep them full. And we also put Scooby snacks in them too, so that makes it fun. So
is fun.
So that's another thing we've got going on the literacy side as well.
So what are the dolls?
So the dolls are, we had a book fair. We were a sponsor of a Southside book fair last year in the community. They never had a book fair down there. So we were one of the main sponsors.
Okay.
And an author from Austin called one of our folks and said, hey, I'm an author. I've got these books and I've got these angel guardian dolls that go with the book. The book is about how to have your kid have a good nighttime routine, brush your teeth, all this kind of stuff. But it also is an angel guardian in that it's there to protect you, kind of a thing, like guardian angel, angel guardian. So I make 2 trips to Austin in the Scooby van. The back is completely empty. The seats are stowed, and it's packed to the brim of either boxes of books or dolls or the bags. Because at the end, they're like, well, we took all the boxes. They said, well, we helped you out. We took all the boxes. We took them all out of the boxes. And I'm like, oh God, you didn't help me out. You just made it worse. Now I've got like 1,300 dolls just in these bags. And so I've got to take them to storage. I have had those in there because I'm needing to take them to storage. And my garage is full of them too. And I've got a storage unit full of them. But actually,
guardian angels.
Yeah, so these angel guardians. So the idea there is that for the kids who really need them, like kids in the shelters, the battered women's shelter, the abused kids, maybe the sheriff's department could use them, and that the kids got to get in the back of a police car because there's some domestic violence going on or something. And then maybe they can give them a doll. And so I just haven't had time to set that up. But in the meantime, since we have so many, we went to the Twig bookshop at the Pearl. So it's an independent bookstore. And so we partnered with them. And so we're actually going to be bagging the dolls and the books in a little cute little gold bag that comes with them. And then they're going to sell them. And the idea is the proceeds are going to go straight to the Scooby van. Yeah, we gave about 50 dolls and books to an elementary school there because the librarian who I worked a lot with, she's like, these kids are going to go home this summer. They don't have books. It's a bad situation. You know, mom or dad just got out of prison. Some of the one of the moms said, I don't want my kids call CPS. I can't deal with this. So it's just not an ideal situation. So it broke her heart that these kids were gonna have to go home for the summer, some of them, a few of them, not all of them, obviously. So in order to get the handful that she wanted to have these dolls, she had to give them to all the girls from pre-K to third grade. so that the few that needed the doll could have that doll for the summer. And so we did. She just gave them all out. I hadn't really even published that yet or shared that yet because I hadn't been ready to roll out the doll program yet. So I'll roll that out when the time comes. But
that's sweet.
So that's what we're gonna do. Because the lady who gave them to us, the dolls and the book, she says, I don't care what you do with them. I said, well, it would be a great fundraising thing for us to be able to get. And the holidays are coming up. And so the moms and dads that go to the Twig and see these, they're going to go, oh, wow, this is cool. Because it's just a cool doll and a cool book and whatnot. So, and then a portion of that obviously will go to the Scooby van so we can keep things going. So
that's great. You have the whole community on board. It's like everybody there knows you.
Yeah, well, they're getting to. They're starting to. So that's good, which is good. So I got this house. We got the house next door with our senior citizens next door full of books. And so the goal is to get the storage unit, get the books moved over there so that I've got a lady who wants to help to start sorting those by type, you know, board books. Because when I load up for the school visit, I got to be able to grab the books quickly and load them.
Right.
Sometimes we're talking 400, 500, 600 books. And I don't have time to dig through them looking for the board books or looking for the, you know, like Halloween's coming up. I don't have time to dig for the Halloween books. I just need to be able to have them sorted. Okay. So that's coming here pretty soon. I learned last year the hard way, a lot of things.
You got to be organized, definitely.
To some degree, yes. So
tell me a little bit about the dog
what else
and
is
the
in
Pogo Pass.
Oh yeah, so I thought I had, when I did the first video, I thought I had I usually carry Scooby snacks and business cards or bookmarkers now in the car with me at all times. So if I go to the drive-through and the person's like, oh, wow, this is cool, then I always hand them a Scooby snack. And then all the other workers in there go, what about me? You know, but it's funny, just a little bag of Scooby snacks and everybody gets excited. So what we do when we go to the schools, we give out those little Scooby snacks. We get them on Amazon. It actually is the cheapest place we can get them. We have a business account. I've talked to General Mills and the companies, and they're like, we can't even get them to you that cheap through the distributor. Wow. So keep ordering them on Amazon. I'm like, wow. So the Amazon guys, of course, the boxes come and they have Scooby snacks on the outside. So the Amazon people, cool. They think we're just major Scooby junkies because Scooby snack, whatever, sugar junkies, because we've ordered we've given away 7,000 books and we've given away 7,000 Scooby snacks.
Right. Not even counting all the ones you give away at the drive-thru.
So the puppy the other day, of course, my office is a mess. You can't see how messy it is, but the puppy it's a new puppy. So she communicates by whining when she wants something. So sometimes I'm like, rah. And so the other day she found a bag of Scooby snacks and I was watching her and she finally got into it and she ate the Scooby snacks. And I was like, okay, which my husband's a veterinarian. So he probably would say, yeah, that's probably not good. They were sugar me. So okay, probably not going to hurt her because I've seen her outside eating cat poop. So I'm thinking this is not bad. Anyway, but it kept her busy for like 5 minutes.
A little distraction is anything.
So that's Kiwi. That's her name. She's only 5 months old now. She's a cutie. But anyway, she's my little buddy. And so so what you see there is that was the original pickle buckets that we had that took forever to clean.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but I carry them around now because they make good trash cans. They make good Scooby snack holders. And then there's the bookmarker you see that Pogo Pass got for us. And on the back is all the Pogo Pass information. So if anybody wants to get a Pogo Pass, they can just go to pogopass.com. And then the code they have to use is Scooby Van, all one word. And that's not just for Central Texas. So our pass is Central Texas, San Antonio, Austin, Waco. So it's a huge region for just that one pass down here. But there's one for Dallas. So if anybody's traveling to Dallas, they can still go to pogopass.com, type in Scooby Van and buy a Dallas. Las Vegas is a big seller. So anybody going to Las Vegas, so just go to the Pogo Pass, use our code. That helps the Scooby Van, and then they get, and it's all on the website. You can see the Las Vegas Pass. It's all these family-friendly locations because some families like to take the kids to Vegas, and so they have all these family-friendly things, which are actually kind of hard to find.
Right,
so much old stuff. Yeah. So there's Phoenix, there's Las Vegas, there's Kansas City, and then there's Dallas, and then there's the South Central Texas region. So if anybody's traveling to any of those cities, they can still support the Scooby Van by going to Pogo Pass. and then save money, literally, because it costs you $40 to get into one venue, and all of the rest of that's free.
Nice.
So we'll be sharing more of those things as well. So
make sure to use the code ScoobyVan if you're getting the Pogo Pass.
All one word, and then that way it helps support the Scooby Van, and then they can save 20%. So it ends up costing $39.98 instead of $49. Well, instead of $50, they end up spending $40, which is a good deal. I mean, things are expensive.
Oh yeah, you said you get free pizza with that? That's like worth it already.
Yeah, now 1 pass is per person. So if you have a family of 4, you got to buy 4 passes. But I was just talking to a family that came to the mall to donate books, and they were like, they just spent $900 on SeaWorld passes.
Oh my God.
Wow. Now SeaWorld's not on our thing, on our Pogo Pass, but the aquarium is on there. And the zoo in Austin. So usually it's typically going to be a zoo. I don't have them all memorized yet, but a zoo, and there's going to be a pizza place, and there's going to be like a putt-putt golf, and there's going to be an aquarium or something like that.
It's definitely worth it for a family on vacation. That's really cool.
Yeah, and the great part is you have to have a card. It's just on your phone. And it's a great COVID thing because nobody has to touch anything. You just get on your phone, you get it, you download the app, and there's the barcode. And I took my family to the Whitty Museum, so I just scanned mine and updated everybody's pass. We all walked in, and it shows you where you are and all your stuff. And then the other thing we're really excited about is school fundraisers, or for groups, sports groups or dance groups or whoever, they can have a fundraiser. And so instead of carrying around hundreds of candy bars and only getting 25 cents a candy bar, they can sell Pogo Passes, and they're going to get $5. They get $5 a Pogo Pass, and they don't have to touch anything. So it's COVID friendly. Nobody has to touch anything. They just
don't got to go door to door with candy bars.
Right. Lose the merchandise, lose the money kind of stuff. And so right now, before the end of September, if anybody wants to do a fundraiser here in our region, we're going to get them a big giant banner to hang on their fence, and it's going to have the Scooby Van on it, and it's going to say it's the Scooby Van school fundraiser or whatever, because it helps them, but it also helps the Scooby Van. And they just type in the school code, and the school's going to get $5. And so we've got schools lined up, and a couple more we're getting ready to sign up. And so that's going to be huge, because then we're going to have a bunch of people buying passes. And so that, instead of just money trickling in for the Scooby Van, we'll at least get enough to, fill the gas tank now. It's getting expensive.
That's important. Yeah, gas is getting up there.
Yeah, so just stuff like that, and it all adds up. Any business owner, you got all the behind the scenes stuff. You got everything you got to pay for, and it ends up costing a whole heck of a lot a month just to run a business. So anyway, that's kind of where we are.
Well, yes, thank you so much for talking us through the Scooby Van. It was really nice to see it, and nice to talk to you again.
So in November, when she gets repaired, December, when she gets repaired, we'll have to have me back on. So I think I've got a couple people wanting to do the filming of the whole spray painting thing. What is that called? When you videotape the whole thing and then you speed it up or something?
Yeah, a time lapse or something.
Yeah, time lapse thing, because it's going to be about 2 weeks worth of video.
Wow.
I'll spray paint till my finger can't push the trigger anymore, and then I have to take a break. I'm left-handed, so I use both hands.
Okay.
I spray paint till both trigger fingers can't work anymore, and then I have to stop. And somebody said, "Why don't you get those spray things? You just hook it on, and you pull the trigger, and it's not sensitive enough." I've tried that before.
Okay.
So I really just have to use my fingers. And I cover every square inch of the car, so it's kind of a lot of fun. It's very, very meditative, zen, artistic, whatever. But I enjoy it.
It's really nice that you enjoy it and you love what you're doing. I love to hear that.
Yeah, I just get to check off the planet for 2 weeks and say, okay, you're not going for 2 weeks. Everybody leave me alone.
It's Scooby Van time. That's it.
As long as I protect the driveway, because paint goes everywhere. Spray paint is not very forgiving. It's a whole.
Especially if it's windy. Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, and you have to mask off really well, because if you don't, if there's any little opening, spray paint will get into that. And then there's layers, so I've got to mask off the whole car. So it's just kind of a challenging process, and I'll be posting pictures of that come December, which is right around the corner actually. So
yeah, time is flying by, seriously.
I know.
So what's your website so everybody can check you out?
ScoobyVanSA.org.
All right. Make sure you guys follow and support Scooby Van. She's on Instagram and everything as far as
everything, all the social media handles are Scooby Van SA, so we're easy to find.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me today, Linda.
You're welcome. I'm looking forward to seeing you put this together for tonight.
Yes. Let's say happy birthday, Scooby-Doo.
Huh? Is it?
It's Scooby-Doo's birthday today.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I'm gonna write that down. Really? Well, how old is he? 51?
52.
52?
Yeah.
What is today? The 13th?
13th. Yep. September 13th.
Oh.
That look on your face was priceless.
52. Wow, he's old.